Hey y'all, this is David, the Georgia photographer, and today let's try and get a fall color photo with maybe a waterfall in it. I've come up here to Middle Creek Falls mainly because I'm hoping that the colors have changed enough that I can get a decent fall color photo and maybe the waterfall in the background because the water's flowing good, as you can see. But the problem is, see how the sun's coming into the valley? I don't think I'm going to be able to get that out of my frame. I think I've waited too late in the day. It looked like it was going to be overcast when I started out this morning, and the clouds immediately burned off, like almost immediately. So my diabolical master plan of getting up here on an overcast day and getting a long exposure rapidly went out the door. All right. At least the water is not super up. I look to be in luck. It looks like the waterfall is flowing and it's still in the shade. I can kind of see it from here. I've seen it through some cracks in some of the rocks and trees. But I'm probably going to sign off because, well, this is the trail. As you can see, you go up the logs and over the rocks. And so I'm just going to go up there and then I'll come back to you once I'm up on the rock. That way I can move a little faster. All right, well, I'm down here by the water's edge. I took a frame looking upstream, so now I've took one looking downstream, and the longer I look at this, the less I like it, because down here at camera angle doesn't see what I see standing at full height. What I need to be is probably down there on one of those rocks looking up through here to try and get this. The sun's already coming in, so it's kind of, you know, you got that 3 or 4 stops of light difference between in the sun and in the shade, or more. It's a bunch of difference. So, you know, that's blown out when this is in, or this is black when that's not blown out, kind of problem. And the colors haven't fully changed like I want them to yet. They're mostly still green. So I got a photo of the waterfall, and here it is. So what we're going to do now is probably pack up and head out. You got to climb a lot of very large rocks. Oh, there's a way right there. It's pretty simple. But I can go down here. Okay. Yeah. But sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Here lately it seems like I'm losing more than winning. But still out shooting photography. But here's what's happening this year. I'll just kind of show you what we're dealing with. What you want, this is a poplar tree. I can tell because of the leaves, but that's a poplar tree, all right? And as you can see, it's turning this nice golden yellow kind of color. But before the leaves can fully yellow, they're turning brown and curling because we're not getting enough water. Me and Phil and Ray have been talking about that lately, is that even though we're getting some rain, we're not getting it at the right time. And since we're not getting it at the right time, the leaves are, as you can see on these rocks, they're just turning brown and falling off of the trees. So it's like this part of the country is kind of an experience in a really unusual phenomenon. You're not really getting the good fall color change. Now right here, this is a hickory tree. It's a sapling, but it gives you the idea. You can see with this hickory right here that the leaves are starting to yellow, but they're browning before they finish, or even really before they get close. Yeah, you can see right here, and it's because there's no water. So the fall color photos are kind of muted around here. Maybe if you went to the Smoky Mountains, you could have some better luck. But as far as shooting them in the Chattanooga area, it's kind of hit and miss. And it's like certain color trees, like the maples. Maple trees turn a brilliant red. I haven't even seen one up here, actually. There's not even a maple up here. But, uh-oh, I have lost my way. It's downstream, but I don't know where the actual trail is at. I think I came around that rock. Let's see. Up above it? Yeah, not so much. I bet it's up there. I'm going around this way because I went up by the rocks. So I'm going to just follow the rocks back out. Those are some of the things you deal with trying to shoot fall colors. I mean, it's just the reality of being a nature photographer. Yeah, see how everything's still green. Doesn't make for good fall colors if the colors don't change. There's stuff still in bloom. Look, I'm serious. There's flowers, look. What is up with that? It's November. It's literally November 2nd. Everything is still green. I don't know. Okay, through the magic of cinematography, we're in downtown Chattanooga. So, what I'm gonna do is walk around and do some street photography. I got this 24-90 on the SL2. Look at this behemoth of a lens on this camera. But it's autofocus, and I have face and animal detect focus or something like that. I've turned it on, so we'll see how that works. Okay, I've come to downtown. I've walked around a little bit. Well, I've come to downtown, walked around a little while, looked for some interesting light, got a few photos. Playing with the 24mm end of this lens has been really interesting. Let this truck go by. Really just kind of exploiting the wide angle nature of the lens, and it's really wide aperture at 24. It's an f2.8 at 24, so it gets a lot of light, so the shutter speed gets really high to compensate for that. I'm running ISO 50 on everything today because it's perfectly blue skies. When I got in the truck to leave, it was completely overcast. Every bit of the clouds have moved out. There are no clouds. I mean, let me just show you. There are no clouds. Literally zero in the sky that I can see. We'll let the camera come back. So the conditions that I was planning on operating in have completely dissipated. And with the overhead light like it is, it creates pretty harsh shadows, which you can work with that in black and white, but I'm shooting color today. So I come to Chattanooga with the intention of exploiting the 24mm, and the light is just really difficult to work with. To talk about this 24-90 a little bit, it's a great landscape lens. It's an amazing landscape lens. It's, as far as that goes, the resolution of the lens is phenomenal. And you know, when you stop it down to get a lot of stuff in focus, you know, to increase your depth of field, it's stunning. It really is. I took one or two long exposures up at Middle Creek Falls this morning before the sun really started kind of getting into that little valley. Got some decent photos, but the camera works exceedingly well with this lens. It's surprising how beautiful the photos are. I just have to learn how to use it. I haven't shot autofocus lenses in so long, I've honestly kind of forgotten how. So I'm working on it, and I'm getting better at it, but man, it's kind of a struggle. It really is. It's kind of odd. Appreciate y'all following along on this little journey with the SL2, whatever, setup, and see what I could come up with on a morning out and about. This is just kind of a day in the life of the Georgia photographer, but appreciate y'all coming along. Until next time, get your camera out and go take a picture with it. All right, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.